Welcome back. Trading is now underway on the India markets, and the S&P CNX Nifty now trading very modestly higher, and the Indian rupee just losing a tiny bit of ground against the dollar. Earnings season is underway in India. And check out how Tata Power's stock is doing following its earnings release after the market closed yesterday. Down 1.41%. This despite the company saying that its quarterly profits were up 90% to nearly 9 billion rupees, $110 million or so. Revenue was also up 48% compared to a year ago at around $1.8 billion. Tata Power also has received the green light from India's competition regulator to sell more than 10% of its renewable energy subsidiary to an investment vehicle managed by BlackRock, a Mubadala investment company. That deal worth more than $500 million. Praveer Sinha is CEO and MD of Tata Power, and he joins me now live from Mumbai. Praveer, very good to have you on the program. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Timur. A pleasure to be here.
Just quickly tell me about your numbers. Why is the stock price falling, given what looks to be a particularly good top line?
Stock prices movement is dependent on very many conditions, including the market, how it is operating. But what is important is to see that how the company has been performing over last few years. And this is the 11th consecutive quarter where we have shown growth in our profit. I think if you see directionally, the company has changed from just being about 1,100 to 1,200 crores annual profit, which went up to 2,200 crores last year. We are moving to a stage where in the first quarter itself, we have 884 crores. So I think it's a huge paradigm shift that we are seeing in the way the company operations have matured over a period of time, and all our businesses are doing very well. So that's what is important, that the fundamentals of the business is right. And I'm sure the market will reward once they see the sustained performance of the company, not only in this quarter, but how it will continue in subsequent quarters also.
So, as you say, all areas of the company seem to be doing okay: generation, transmission, distribution, and the renewables. We'll talk about renewables in a second on the back of the deal with BlackRock and Mubadala. But just tell me about generation and how you're doing there in the global context of rising energy prices, of shortages of energy supplies. Tell me about how you're generating energy and what your thinking is about the landscape right now.
So in generation, we have two components. So one is plants which are domestic coal-based plants. That is not impacted because of the global change in energy prices. That is a regulated Indian market. And we've done exceedingly well in all our plants. In the last quarter, we have adequate quantity of coal. Many of the plants are near coal mines, and hence our ability to generate and supply has been very good. These are on cost-plus basis, so whatever is the cost of coal, it's a pass-through. Similarly, on our imported coal, where we had a challenge in Mundra plant, we have been able to come to an arrangement under a government order whereby it allows us a full pass-through of coal costs. And that's why our operations in the first quarter has been good. And this arrangement is expected to continue for next few quarters. And we do expect that our challenge, which used to be there in Mundra, will to a large extent get sorted out. And we are very confident that we will be able to provide full energy to all our beneficiaries or consumers. And we are on track to perform very well in the subsequent quarters.
What role is coal going to play in your future, given the amount of commitment you appear to be making to the renewables sector?
Well, renewable is the growth area, and you have seen just 4 days back, the government announced about the RPO obligations, which has been increased to 47% of energy. That gives us great opportunity to add capacity. And these capacities are not only the large utility scale, but also the rooftop and the solar pumps that can come.
Right.
Along with that, we...
So, sorry, yeah. The initial question was, what role will coal continue to play in your business?
So coal is definitely there. We have a target that by 2045, we will become net zero. So the coal plants, existing coal plants operation will continue till the time we have the existing PPA. We are, of course, now working very closely with our consumers to come up with 24/7 renewable power solutions, whereby we provide them a hybrid solution of solar, wind, and hydro and storage. And we've already done that for a few of our customers, and that will get scaled up. So I think there is a transitioning that will happen. It is not going to happen immediately, but in next 10 to 20 years, we will definitely have an arrangement whereby renewable itself can become 24/7 available, and it will be able to adequately meet the energy requirements of the customers.
How are you managing the future of your transmission business in this transition to renewable?
Yeah, so our transmission business, which was primarily in Mumbai, we have now taken over a few more assets which were under stressed asset conditions. We are also now bidding for a number of projects, especially considering that large number of renewable projects are expected to come, and that would require to be evacuated from the generating stations to the distribution companies. So that's a great opportunity. The numbers are humongous in terms of the opportunity, and we are wanting to become a substantial player in that. Along with that, distribution is another area that we work very closely. We are the largest distribution company in the country in private sector with 12 million customers. And we've already done it in urban areas like Mumbai and Delhi, and also in urban and rural areas of Odisha. And it's a huge area that we cover, 150,000 square kilometers with 9 million consumers. Huge amount of improvement and changes have been brought over there in terms of reliability and customer service. And I'm confident that once the distribution sector will be opened up in the country, we'll be the biggest player in distribution business.
And with this deal with BlackRock and Mubadala, tell me about how you see the future development of the renewables business.
Since we wanted to grow at a very fast pace, it was very important for us to get a partner who will be able to invest along with us in our growth journey. The investment that has been done by Mubadala and BlackRock will help us to leverage and invest more in utility scale, as well as the manufacturing facility that we are setting up. And I think in the overall agenda of growth that we see for renewable, this will be a very, very important component.
There we will leave it then. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Pleasure. Praveer Sinha, the CEO and MD of Tata Power, live from Mumbai. And let's close out the show once again with just a final check-in on what's happening on the Asian markets.